Alright, it's February 6th, 2024. Got a lot of work to do out here. I'm going to start this off with cutting some grass around the farm. Sorry for the shaky footage. It is super windy, and it's been super windy for the past couple of days, weeks as a matter of fact. And I got to make sure I secure my camera so it doesn't go flying off in the wind. Let's get to it. Alright, so I'm done cutting this little area here, and this little area is always a problem because it's got all these rocks that you can kind of see right there. This pile of rocks, and there's rocks. There's this big old coconut stump, but there's rocks all throughout here, and it kind of makes it hard to move around in there. As a matter of fact, it's really hard to cut the grass because when I'm using the blade, it ends up hitting rocks, and that's a problem because it just screws up the blade, and I don't want to waste the blades just slamming into these rocks. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna go grab a machine and we'll clean this area out real good. That way when I get to it with the weed eater, I don't have to use the blade all the time. I can use the string. So we'll go ahead and get this fixed. Alright, it is February 8th, 2024, and I'm out here at the new farm doing a lot of bouncing back and forth here. So the activity is kind of sporadic. This is going to happen for quite a bit until I kind of level out and get this farm established. But like I said, it's February 8th, 2024. I'm going to get some cutting done here because this grass is starting to grow in, which is good news. So hopefully this grass will fill in here probably within this next month, and by March this should be nice and easy to manage when it comes to cutting. Be less dirt and more grass, but as time goes by this really will fill out, and if I need to plant anything anywhere in this grass, it's not too hard to just grab the machine or a shovel, make a hole and put a plant in. But for today there's going to be a lot of cutting. I need to get all this grass cut, and then we'll see what we'll do after this. But first, I need to make the mosquito repellent. Alright, so as you see me cutting here, it may look like I'm going in random circles and cutting randomly. It even looks like that. But it's because I'm trying to avoid certain plants. And you can see one here. These are a variety of alocasia. Little one right there. And you've got some breadfruit right there. Little breadfruit coming off of the main breadfruit trees here. So these these little trees sprout right off the roots, which is kind of cool. You see them all right here, all along here. So what I did was, instead of just cutting through it, which I always do and accidentally end up cutting the small trees down, I decided to find them and cut around them first so that I can at least know where they are, so I don't wind up just mowing them all down, because eventually these little guys here are going to replace these bigger ones right here, and this skinny one right here, because the bottom of these, the trunks of these trees have been carved away by boars. They use their tusks and they just tear into these tree trunks right here to mark their territory, or it might relieve some of that growing pain within their tusk because of the breadfruit sap. But as you can see, if you could see right here, there's a lot just carved right off of the tree trunk, and they're gonna fall over eventually, because there just isn't enough bark on the tree to kind of hold it up. And with the core just there, it's just waiting. You know, it's just not a matter of if, but when. And I hope later rather than sooner, so that at least we can get a few crops off of these breadfruit trees. You can see right here I topped them off so that if they do fruit, it doesn't end up getting too heavy. But not only does it not end up getting too heavy, if it stands too high, too tall, the wind will hit it a lot easier, which will cause the tree to sway and eventually just break the whole tree down. But these little guys here, it should take no less than 3 years, no more than 5 or 6 years for them to mature and end up looking just like these guys. These guys are severely stunted because if you could see all the trees back here, this was all forest. The forest just kind of drowned out the breadfruit trees, and they couldn't get any light, so they were severely stunted. Some of the fruits were kind of small with the last harvest, and I'm hoping this next season we can kind of see maybe some true potential, because these trees have been here for a very long time, over 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll try to preserve these trees if we can, but if not, we definitely have these little guys here, and I will eventually dig these out, kind of sneak a plant pot under them and fill it back up with dirt. Hopefully they can root into that pot, and when they do start rooting, I'm going to clip the root from the main tree here. So I'll cut it off, and hopefully this guy will take off and just stay in that pot. That's gonna require a couple of months, at the very least 2 months. So I'll put him in the first month, kind of let him do his thing. It's very similar to air layering, if anyone is familiar with that. If not, you can look up some videos on air layering. However, those happen with the branches of the tree. This here is the root, and I'm hoping that the same concept will apply pretty nicely to these small breadfruit trees. So we'll get back to cutting. Just wanted to stop and explain what I was doing there. It may look like I'm kind of walking around like a crazy person, just randomly cutting anything in my way, but as you can see here, I've been avoiding all these small little plants. But let's get back to it. Got a lot of work to do. The camera died there, so I'm not exactly sure how much of that was missed, but it's not too significant. As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory just looking at it. I'm just cutting my way all the way down in that direction. It does kind of get narrow right here where you see these 3 trees, 1, 2, 3. But the road continues on the right side of these trees. It seems narrow from here because it's so far up, but it's not as narrow as you think it is. And then it goes through that little spot and it opens right back up where you can kind of see it's kind of dark here. All right, it's February 13th, 2024, and got some grass cutting to do here. All right, it's February 16th, 2024, and we're gonna get back to mowing here. So I'm gonna cut this side of the road and this side of the road, just on the sides. I'm not gonna get too far into that side because I'm gonna be working in there with the excavator. So let's get to mowing. All right, so pretty much got this road done, just exactly how I wanted it, both sides. Like I said, the inside here is going to be taken care of later with the excavator. I got to grow some banana plants in there. But over here to the right side, there's some more that needs to be cut. So from here on out, I'm just going to be doing some touching up on some spots like this. All right, it is February 17th, 2024. It's a Saturday, and I was trying to get some work done here. This is all the cutting from just the other day. But as you can see there throughout the video, I've been doing some sporadic cutting here and there on both farms. As a matter of fact, this is the old farm here. I think the easiest way to tell the difference between the two farms are the mountain range next to each one. So this one, the mountains are kind of further back, and the new farm, we're literally right at the foot of the mountains. So that's a really easy way, especially when I'm recording. You can see that the mountains are like right there, right in the back of the trees. So like I said, just been doing a lot of cutting. Haven't been able to do much machine work, but we'll eventually get there. So this area here that you see all these bushes, we'll have bananas planted in there. And that's part of why I needed to cut this road, was to clear out all the brush and grass next to these banana trees here, and these banana trees aren't doing so well. So it's definitely time to plant some new banana plants. I just think they're struggling because of viruses like Munchy Top and the banana weevil just wreaking havoc. And we just found out recently that the coconut rhinoceros beetle, which is going rampant here in Hawaii, is now attacking the banana plants as well. So definitely got to start planting more bananas, because nature will take what it wants. And in my opinion, you just got to plant enough to where you can have some and nature can have some as well. So next week, I'll be doing a lot of banana planting. This area here, you can kind of see this was all weeds, and I cleared it out a couple months ago because I'm trying to scout out all the areas around here at this old farm that I can plant the bananas at. But you can see here are some bananas that have been planted a couple weeks ago. They're all doing well, coming up. And here's some of the older bananas. But I need to plant some bananas along here. Just as sporadic as cutting is, growing will be just as sporadic. So we'll be back next week to get some bananas planted. We'll also be doing some maintenance then as well. But for now, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.